Okay. Hello.
Hello,
Welcome to Verbling.
and nice to see you again.
Hi, Heidi. All right. Welcome to Verbling. Hi, I'm Teacher Oakley. And again, a late start. Having a lot of technical problems today. Sometimes I get logged out of Verbling. I have no idea why. So I was sitting in a hangout by myself for 5 minutes before I realized I wasn't connected to Verbling. But okay, now I'm here. You guys can obviously get in the class. All right, better late than never, I guess. Welcome, Walla. Hello.
Hi,
Hi. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Terrific. And hello, Michael. Hey.
Hey, welcome.
Hey. Okay. Today it's famous quotes class again. It's Saturday. Here we are. All right. Today we're talking about Napoleon Bonaparte. I'm sure you guys know who this fellow is.
He slept only 3 hours.
He's what?
He slept only for 3 hours every day.
He slept for only 3 hours a day.
Yeah, I like him. My teacher.
Really? Yeah, he was kind of, not because he slept for only 3 hours, but he's kind of a strange guy, really.
I like strange person.
Yes.
Much
He's also
better than common person.
he's also very short. Napoleon is a very short guy. He's only like 5 feet tall. All right. What else do we know about Napoleon Bonaparte other than he's short and doesn't sleep much?
Small.
He was very small,
Very
indeed.
small.
Petite man. True. Walla, what do you know about Napoleon Bonaparte?
I think he is a French leader.
I think so. Yes. Indeed, a famous French leader. That's right. Michael, anything? Can you add anything?
No?
No. Did Napoleon? No, Napoleon never made it as far as your country, did he, Michael?
One thing he I can add. I think he could make 3 things at the same time, many things at the same time.
He could make 3 things at the same time. What do you mean?
He could do something at the same time, many things. Multitasker. He was a multitasker.
Was he? These are very interesting things that you guys know. Okay.
He's not
all right.
I think. He came from other place, and he was small. He was not good apparently, so it's kind of his inferior complex.
Inferiority complex. Okay, he's definitely associated with having the kind of small man's inferiority complex. That's very true. Okay, interesting.
I think also.
You bring up.
I think also he. Okay, what about now?
Sorry?
Do you hear me?
Yeah. I think you may have cut out. Can you repeat that?
He served on Gerson, I think, before the revolution.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Right. And now we're getting to the key information. He rose to prominence during the end of the French Revolution. Right. Napoleon the First, sometimes he's called. He was the emperor.
First emperor.
He was, yes, exactly. Not very long, for about 10 years, 1804 to 1814. Of course, famous for the Napoleonic Wars. He tried to basically conquer Europe.
He had terrible wife.
He had a terrible wife. Did he? Yeah, he's originally from Corsica, actually.
Yeah.
Really, he's actually Italian, but of course he's famous as being French. He took power in a coup d'etat. All right. And later made himself the emperor. Yeah. Okay. He actually he had many successes, but he's best known probably for his failure. Does anybody know his big
Yeah.
failure?
Russia.
Yeah.
Because it was very cold winter. Then they are wearing a little thin cloth. Instead, the Russian army wore some thick coat. They had a lot of food on their pocket.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah. He got his butt kicked by the Russians, and also his most famous failure and final failure, his final battle, the Battle of Waterloo, is
Yes.
basically.
I watched the movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, well, Waterloo is now a reference, almost. We use it almost as an English idiom to talk about somebody's final failure, or his ultimate failure is somebody's Waterloo. So, the CEO of the company met his Waterloo when he was taken over in a hostile takeover by another company, something like that. Somebody meets his Waterloo, comes to his ultimate failure. It's actually used idiomatically in English. Okay. All right. Let's look at some quotes from old Napoleon here. Some of which, okay, starting with quote number 1 here. I had no idea it was Napoleon who first said this, but very famous quote. There it is. Michael, can you read that one for us?
A picture is worth 1,000 words.
Have you heard that before?
Sure. Like
Sure.
instead to say something, better show me that thing instead to tell me about that.
Sure. Okay. Did you know that Napoleon said that?
No, but I thought like this is
I
an
didn't either.
idiom or something.
Yeah, and in fact, it's actually a famous quote. Yeah. Do you agree with this, Heidi?
Yeah.
It makes
Yeah.
sense to you, as they
Many
say.
other quotes said, action is better than word, right?
I'm not sure. I don't really know. Okay. Well, I wanted to share that one with you because, yeah, it's generally considered to be like a set expression in English. I didn't even realize myself that it's actually a quote from Napoleon. There you go. Many of us are familiar with that one. Okay. Walla, how about this next one?
Ability is nothing without opportunity.
Okay. What do you think Napoleon's trying to say here? Does
I
this
think,
make sense to you? Mm-hmm.
yes, I think yes. Because sometimes you are really skilled or you are really have that kind of ability, but you don't have the opportunity. So that's why some people they are late to show up their their ability.
Mm-hmm. They are
I
what
think.
to show off their ability?
Um, I mean their potential creativity or something, and that's why there are many shows right now to like talent, Got Talent, and The Voice,
Ah.
and
Oh.
sometimes we are surprised because these people have a real talent, but they are late because they don't have opportunity.
Ah. Oh. Okay. I see. That's interesting. I've never kind of thought about those shows in that way. All right. Interesting. Uh, okay. Michael, does this seem like a reasonable statement, this quote?
Well, yes.
Okay. Napoleon's pretty straightforward, right? Okay.
But sometimes you search for that opportunity. That opportunity doesn't come to you, so you're searching for it.
For it. Okay. Well, that makes sense. All right. Heidi, any additional thoughts about this quote?
No.
No? All right, Heidi. You get to read this next one. Oh boy.
We are nothing but a machine for producing children.
Whoa! Do you still like Napoleon Bonaparte, Heidi?
Yeah, I like Napoleon.
Okay. Now this one shocked me, actually. I had no idea.
Maybe before some politician said the same thing, similar thing.
Mm-hmm. Of course, we have to take into account.
Big problem.
Yeah, we have to take account in his time period. However, it does go pretty far to explain his wife's bad attitude.
Yeah, he was very lucky because he lived old age. If he is living now.
And also, I think the circumstances that in that time, where when people didn't treat women fairly, so it's kind of culture, a common culture in that time.
Yeah. Also, I don't know, Napoleon's penchant, his desire to conquer the world. Women were not soldiers, so they didn't count. I don't know. I just found this slightly shocking, but yeah, okay. And then let's all right look at Napoleon's attitude as a leader. Michael, what do you think of this one?
If you wish to be a success in the world, promise everything, deliver nothing.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
well,
I would modify a little bit, like if you wish to be a success in the world, promise everything, deliver a little bit of what you promised. Usually that kind of happens. Like if we look at leaders of countries, they before the election they promise lots of things, but when it comes to what to make promises or
yeah. Well, what about when it comes to business? What do you think of this quote as a business model?
No, I think
yeah.
I think would not work out because people. I mean, maybe 10 years, 20 years ago could be like that, but nowadays you have lots of choices, so lots of choice, so you can compare. I mean, a smart consumer can compare everything, and they can choose the best service or the best product.
Yeah, it doesn't really work for business.
And I think this is like a key statement of political war these days.
Yeah, frighteningly so. Yeah, yeah. This is very, in a way, kind of scary. Like today's political figures have studied Napoleon, which really scares me. Looking at the other things he said. Heidi, any other thoughts about this
Yeah,
statement
it
here.
happens sometimes, even now. For example, religion. Some person opens his own religion. People
Mhm.
believe them. He didn't give anything, but he gained a lot of money. Money and believers.
Yeah, true. Okay.
I don't know why they believe him.
Right. So and Napoleon says a success in this world, I think also it's to me it becomes obvious that for Napoleon, being a success in this world is not having a happy family life. He's talking about being a leader. For him, the only measure of success is to be a leader. I think. I mean, kind of how I interpret this.
Several months ago in South Korea, a ferry boat sank.
Mm.
That company owner is a religious leader, founder. He gained a lot of money.
Really? He's a
Yeah.
religious leader. I did not know that.
He had responsibility about that thinking boat.
Hmm.
Then the government uh, followed him. Government want to arrest him, but he is running away. No one knows where he is running.
Really?
Yeah, he had a lot of money, and his son and daughter living on American. Even they have a big company in America, big London.
Uh-huh. Okay. Hmm. I didn't know that. All right.
Very successful person, but delivered nothing to people.
Right. According to this, what is a success? We all have our own definitions. For me, this quote kind of shows what Napoleon's definition was, I think. Okay, and going right along with politics, Walla, can you read this one?
In politics, stupidity is not a handicap.
Do you think that's true?
Actually, I didn't get it.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, politics. I'm sure you know stupidity,
Mhm.
the general noun, the quality of being stupid, is not a handicap. A handicap is something that prevents you from functioning normally.
Sickness.
Mhm.
Could be a
Yes,
sickness. Also, golfers have a handicap.
Who?
They golfers.
Why do they have handicap?
Uh, they have what's called a handicap. They it works either way. A golfer's handicap, they can add or subtract from their score from how they usually perform. That's called their handicap. If the par of the course is 72 and a golfer's handicap is 8, that means he usually scores 80. So if he adds his handicap, which would be
And
minus 8,
from the first, the person have some point, right?
yeah,
When they start the game, because of the gap of ability.
yeah, it has to do with a gap. That is very, very true. A gap, okay, a gap of ability. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. So
it's like it's not excuse or something.
no, not really. Of course, for a person that doesn't have an arm, we would say he's handicapped.
Okay.
He has a disadvantage.
For example,
Here, you could
teacher
look at
played
this as
many times golf, so he's very good. But I started the golf for the first time, so I can be given some point at first.
right, right. Okay, and as you perform better, as you get better, your handicap goes down.
Mm.
Right, exactly. Do you golf, Heidi?
No.
Okay, you know a lot about it.
Yeah, but I worked in a golf field,
Oh, okay.
caddy,
I see.
when I was student.
Oh, very good. Me too, actually. Okay. All right. In this particular quote, I think you can translate handicap as a disadvantage.
I
So,
remember George Bush.
what what
George
about
Bush.
George Bush?
He's apparently stupid, but
Oh
cute.
yeah, right.
So
Okay.
people loved him.
Not all of us, but
His
yeah.
characteristic.
Good example. Okay. Yeah, GW Jr., George Bush
Yeah.
Jr. His father was, I wouldn't say his father was stupid, but oh boy, GW Jr. Wow. Uh, okay, Walla. So in politics, stupidity is not a disadvantage. What do you think? Do you think that's true?
Um,
Walla?
honest-
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Well, in American politics, it's not, and as Heidi just pointed out, the perfect example, actually, it certainly is not. Michael, what do you think?
I couldn't agree with him more. So
Okay.
yes, for sure, because sometimes I think I watched on YouTube some um, leaders, they how they speak like privately, maybe like
Uh,
between them, maybe, or between without cameras, like someone took their how would you say, filmed them or what?
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, filmed
Somebody
in
filmed
like
them. Mhm.
with hidden camera, and or how they are talking over the phone, and you like without they don't know about that they listened, or
Right.
and you it's amazing what how they are speaking. They use this language. What kind of language? When you swear or
Cursing.
curse language? Yeah, can I say curse language?
Well, yeah, he's cursing. He or swearing.
Swearing. So they and they speak like they are kind of below the average person. I don't know from what I've heard.
Okay.
Like they are from the street. Some
Okay.
guys.
Right. Oh yeah.
Not all of them. Not all of them. I don't. I'm not saying that George Bush is like that.
Mm.
He looks okay. I mean, maybe he's a simple guy, but at least
Yeah.
he
I
looks.
wonder. I wonder if Obama swears when he's talking in private. Somehow I just can't imagine it. I don't know. If I heard Obama swearing, I would probably laugh out loud. I don't know why. That seems like a ridiculous concept to me.
I, th-
I,
I
I
think
have no.
Obama
I
was
can't explain that.
used to
Yeah.
be a junk. No,
I don't know.
he, he used drugs when he was younger.
I don't know. He seems like a goody two shoes to me. But
You really hate Obama.
who? Me?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I don't really hate Obama.
Yeah, you don't like Obama, don't you?
No. I
2 or 3 months ago, you had a chance to hit him.
to hit him?
Yeah, when he went to Philippines.
I totally ignored it.
From back.
I was just I'm joking around, you know. I no, actually with Obama, I think he's such a goody two shoes. I can't picture him swearing or I don't know. I can't explain that. Anyway, let's move on. I'm not sure. Heidi, how about this next one?
A leader is a dealer in hope.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
again.
I don't know. Only said good things like hope. No.
Right. Okay. Uh, right. He only talks in positive
Like
things.
optimist.
Yeah. Okay. I like his choice of dealer. Of course, he had.
Leader
When the,
should be optimistic.
okay.
No
Right.
one follow pessimistic leader.
Right. True. Although, I must say Winston Churchill had a lot of not really pessimistic, but very cynical and sarcastic attitude. The world doesn't have leaders like Winston Churchill anymore. I like even Roosevelt was somewhat sarcastic. I like sarcastic leaders. Get my vote.
But rare case.
Yeah, rare case, and I just don't think they exist anymore. I don't know.
But I think they are really super intelligent. If you have these kind of leader who have
Yeah.
sarcasm,
Yes.
because they have a unique skill to motivate people all the time and to let them do a lot or maybe overload of work, but they will not feel it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I agree with that. Which seems kind of amazing. They're not just offering false hope, making promises they're not going to keep, as we saw in an earlier quote, which is, I guess, Napoleon style, but they actually still are able to motivate people. Yeah, I guess it's very rare thing. Michael, any other ideas about this quote?
So what's the meaning, sorry, of this quote?
A leader is a dealer in hope. Well, he sells hope. Okay, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of follow-up of previous quotes.
It kind of is, yeah, as a matter of fact, right? Okay, a trafficker is a dealer in dope. A leader is a dealer in hope. Okay, well.
Oakley's quote.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, funny. All right, well, here's another pretty famous quote you may have heard before. Michael, can you read this one?
A man will fight harder for his interests than for his rights.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference between rights and interest?
Interest, you can think about, for example, money or property, keeping your property, keeping your money, keeping your possessions. Those are your interests.
Mm-hmm.
Economic interest is a very common English collocation, as a matter of fact. And of course, your rights. You have the right to vote, free speech, things of that nature. Okay.
And sometimes your interest is not your rights.
Very, very true. Particularly if you're wealthy, Walla.
Sometimes, for example, because he is politician, maybe, when you want to dominate something, maybe this is not your right, but it's your interest.
Yeah. Absolutely. And just simplify it. Your interests really have to do with your money. So the idea here being that a guy will fight for his bank account a lot harder than he would fight for example, his right to a fair trial. To be completely cynical about it, but yeah. If you're gonna, take a man's land, his property, for example, a guy's, if you're stealing someone's land, they're gonna fight a lot harder than if you're eroding his rights. For example, the right to privacy in the United States, all this crazy stuff the government is doing to spy on its own citizens. Surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, no one's really fighting back very hard. But if you raise the tax 10% in the United States and started taking people's money, you can bet there'd be a revolution. I think that's pretty much what he's saying here. What do you think? What do you think
Makes
about
sense.
this?
Makes sense.
Make sense? Yeah. Heidi, do
Yeah.
you have any thoughts here?
Many politicians aside from the second or third, and the first politician, they almost all cases they came from poor family. They always said, I want to make the society better for even poor people. But once they became a politician, they make a big house and had a lot of female around literally.
Okay. All right. Living an extravagant lifestyle, you could say. Okay. Yeah, this statement I find to be a bit cynical, but sadly pretty much true. In general, there are definitely people who fight for their rights, and we all know them. Nelson Mandela, and okay, instead of as opposed to their interests. Oh, well, this one's interesting. Walla, can you read the next quote?
History is a set of lies agreed upon.
What do you think of that?
I will be agree totally if he said history is a set of lies and that's it, because sometimes you disagree with them totally, and sometimes this is not truth. So just in that time, it depends on the power in that time who said this lies.
Right. There's another quote. I'm not sure who said it, but the quote, I'm paraphrasing, history is written by the winners.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. See, it's not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there are people disagreed with disagreed with them, but in that time, just the people who have or who had power, they can make the history, or they made the history.
Right. Hey, Vu, where did you go? Vu was in the class and then gone again. Come back. Okay. True enough. Michael, do you buy this? Do you agree with Monsieur Bonaparte? Michael, are you there? Am I here? Can you guys hear me?
Describe. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe Michael is in a bathroom.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. All right, Heidi. What do you think? What do you think of this quote? Do you think?
Yeah, for example, two countries fight. Some have some war, but each country has different history about that war.
Truly. Even more so than victories and defeats, motivations are usually just, frankly, a set of lies. Why did one country attack the other country? Okay, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, both countries have the right to start
Yeah.
war.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but true. Yeah. Okay. All right. This next one a little more complicated. I'm just jumping around because I can't even remember what order I'm going in. Heidi, can you read this one?
Oh, it's very difficult. Never ascribe to malice that which is adequately explained by incompetence.
Mm-hmm.
Please translate it.
Okay, very good. There's some unusual words here. First of all, ascribe. Okay, never ascribe. Okay, never give credit to. Okay. Uh, I could, for example, I could ascribe the success of fighting apartheid in South Africa to the efforts of Nelson Mandela. So I could give credit to Nelson Mandela for the success of ending apartheid, the movement. So I ascribe something to somebody, I give them credit for. So never ascribe to malice. Malice, ooh, very close to the Latin, the ancient Latin word for evil.
Hatred.
Malice.
No.
Sorry?
Not hatred.
Hatred. No, malice is like evil, hatred.
Hatred.
Yeah. So, okay, never give credit to hatred because somebody, never say, okay, that somebody did something because of hatred or evil, actually. You know, devil, Satan, hell, evil. Never ascribe it to just pure evil, that which is adequately explained by incompetence, bumbling fools who don't. Incompetent, you don't know how to do your job. So evil things, I think what he's saying is evil things happen, but not necessarily always because people are evil, but sometimes just because people are incompetent and don't know what they're doing.
Is malice so strong like evil, or just bad things? Malice.
It's just bad things now. I'm not sure in Bonaparte's day, because in Roman times it was basically evil. It's come to be less strong over the ages. That's an excellent question. I really can't be sure of to what. This is one of those words that it's kind of changed the degree. For example, in today's world, I could say, okay, even though he got the job that I was, he got the promotion that I was trying to get, I feel no malice towards him. I hold no malice towards him for
anger.
No bad feelings. Anger, bad feelings.
Okay.
Evil intentions.
Okay.
Okay. Evil intentions. All right. Never give credit to evil intentions, that which is adequately explained by incompetence. There, I think that is a nice way to paraphrase it. Good quote, you think?
Yeah, from my experience, there's lots of incompetent people. I don't say that most, but let's say some of people that work in some field, they kind of incompetent. You can meet, for example, doctors that they don't know their job. They kind of they are very narrow-minded. Can I say it like that? Narrow-minded.
Yeah. Certainly.
I mean, they don't know like all the wide things, what they should prescribe, what type of. So, for example, if you go to one doctor, he could say something like you should do that. But if you go to another one, he could say, hey, that one is completely wrong. There is no like anything you should do. So, or maybe like people. Yeah, usually. So I met some incompetent people in some areas.
We all have, and of course we all make mistakes. We're all human. Okay, Vu, are you in the class now?
Yes, teacher.
Welcome. Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Nice that you could successfully join us.
Yes,
Uh,
I just had lunch.
oh, that sounds
Okay.
terrific. I'm jealous. I have 6 classes in a row today with no break. I am so hungry, Foo. Okay, no more new rule. No more talking about food. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. What do you think of this quote, Vu? Basically, I don't know if you heard my explanation. Did you hear my explanation?
Yes, I hear.
Translation? What do you think? Do you think it's true?
Um, I think it is good for when someone want to do something. Mm,
What?
I mean that Napoleon want to talk uh, uh, if you cannot do anything, you 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 have no reason for that.
I don't think so. I think what he's saying is because something went horribly wrong, maybe somebody, okay, the doctor killed the patient. It's not necessarily because the doctor is evil. It can adequately be explained by the fact that the doctor is just a bad doctor. I think that's what he's saying. So not everything is because people are evil. Bad things don't happen always because people are evil. Sometimes bad things happen because people don't know what they're doing because they're incompetent. I think. Uh, Walla? I mean, that's how I see it. That's my opinion. Walla, what do you think of this quote?
What I understand actually it's that don't depend or trust in evaluation are given by people that are not able to perform at the same level of competition, for example.
Hmm.
So I think that it's kind of yes, kind of right, because if you don't have that ability to live that situation completely with the same circumstances, so maybe you are not able to evaluate it in good way,
Hmm.
or at least in fair way. I mean fairly.
Sorry,
Okay.
what's the explanation? I didn't understand.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around it too.
What did you
Okay.
say? Well, can you paraphrase, please?
Okay. What I understand, I don't know if my understanding is right or wrong, but if you are not able to do the same thing in the same situation and circumstances, so you don't have a right to explain it, you know, in your way, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time understanding that.
Me
But
too.
Okay.
this is a case. Is it? Can you
Okay.
think of an
Never mind.
example? An example would be much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, the more in English, the more complicated a concept is, the better it is to explain it with the simplest example you can come up with, actually, in a general
For
rule.
In
in your
layman's terms.
example, you
Hmm.
said the patient is died because of the doctor uh, is bad, for example. But
Yeah.
in maybe the truth, the doctor is not bad, but there are circumstances in that situation you don't know. Then
Uh-huh.
you just evaluate the situation like the
Right.
doctor is bad.
Okay.
But
Okay.
in reality, the doctor is not bad, so you don't have that right to evaluate people. You don't live
Ah.
that situation by yourself.
Yeah. The patient is
Okay.
wrong.
Yeah, No, not as a patient. I mean, you are wrong because you evaluate that the doctor, but at the same time, you don't know, you don't treat that, or you don't have that treatment for that patient, so you don't know the details in that situation.
Okay.
So,
All right. Okay. I understand where you're going now. It is much better to use an example to explain things. Okay, much clearer what you're saying now. Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. Heidi.
I think it's very, very simple.
Okay.
You shouldn't take the things in a bad way because people don't have ability enough to explain about that.
exactly, yeah, that's it.
So
That's what
that
I mean.
Napoleon thinks
Okay.
um, he had a very best ability. He's looking down at other people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Okay.
best. He always thinks.
All right. Simplifying it even more here. Don't jump to conclusions.
Yeah, if you think you are the best, you can forgive everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Don't jump to the conclusions. Another one. Okay. Adequately explained by incompetence. Here's another thing. There's so many. Okay. There's so many conspiracy theories, and the bank cartels are involved with the Russians, and the Russians are involved with the London banks, and oh my goodness, there's no end to it. Okay.
Japanese proverb is rich never fight.
Okay. Well, I was gonna adequately explained. Okay, I was just gonna bring up this part of the uh, quote. Look, if it walks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, and it swims like a duck, and it flies like a duck, it's probably a duck. Many times people subscribe conspiracies and different, the evil bank cartels, the evil Russian government, the evil this or that are conspiring against us, and everyone's trying to explain things by talking about these collusions and these secret deals, when really maybe the answer is quite obvious. Somebody, basic incompetence on somebody's part. I mean, my duck quote. The more obvious answer is usually the right answer. 9 times out of 10, things don't have to be devious plots always, which I think is also, in my opinion, kind of what Napoleon's trying to say. Not everything is a devious evil plot. Sometimes just normal human stupidity. Okay, that's a tough one. Let's move on here. Vu, how about this one? Can you read this one?
Yes, the best way to keep one's word is not to give it.
All right. Well, what does that mean?
I think if if I want to keep the the information from other people, I should don't talk to everyone, don't talk to anyone.
Okay. Well, not keep information from someone. If you keep your word, that doesn't mean you hold back information. That means that if you keep your word, you fill your promises. All right? I'll go to your party on Saturday, Vu, and then Saturday, I'm there at your party. I even came early to help you. I kept my word.
Okay.
Okay, I fulfilled my promise. So, if you give your word, that's to promise something. I give you my word, I'll be at your party. Okay?
Okay, okay, understand. Not
All
to
right.
promise.
So, to paraphrase this quote, promise nothing.
Look in the chat. Okay, I wrote 2 minutes ago what I wrote.
Don't promise anything. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, that's it. To translate, promise nothing. What do you think of that? Should you promise nothing, Vu? Is that a good policy?
I I think it's good because sometimes we have we suddenly have a work or have an accident.
Yeah, okay. So
Yes,
we
we
something.
can't go on time. Yes, so
All right. So it's possible things happen in life. They surely do. That you're unable to keep your promises. So Vu thinks it's a good policy. Okay. Well, what do you think, Walla?
I totally agree with this
You
statement
do.
because,
Okay.
yes,
All right.
because especially in his situation as politician. But I personally believe in it
Uh-huh.
because you never know. You know, sometimes you just give that kind of promise, but you couldn't do it because something happened out of your control.
Mm-hmm. Walla, do you ever use the phrase, I'm not promising anything, but
I will do my best.
I will do my best? The whole
Yes.
phrase. Oh, you know the whole thing. Okay. Oh, you do. All right. Okay. This is a the whole thing, actually. Part one and part two. I'm not promising anything, but I will do my best. Very common phrase in English. Heidi, what do you think of this policy? Promise nothing.
Promise exist to be broken.
Oh, okay. Okay, excellent. Promises exist to be broken. All right. I thought, I thought it was rules are made to be broken in my reality. Michael, are you going to make it unanimous? Is this a policy you follow?
Well, I usually don't use this kind of I promise, because when you say I promise, that implies you could not promise. So I just say I will do, I do, I'll do. Okay, I will do, I will do. I don't say I promise I will do. Say I will do this.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
not my word that I use. I think I never used in a job setting or with a friends. I promise. I just say I will do or I will not do. That's all.
I will
What I
do
do.
it. You do something. You need an
Yeah,
object with do. So
yeah.
you can't say I will do. I will do it or I
The
won't do
kind
it.
of promise, no?
Kind of.
What?
Yeah, I think so. I will
But I
do.
know
It's not a
100%
promise.
that I will do without any doubt. But if I don't know, I will say, okay, I will see. I will see. I don't say I promise, but.
I
Yeah.
think because a promise is a big word, so it puts a lot of responsibility on you when you say a
Yeah.
promise.
Yeah. Okay. It has more emphasis. In other
Yes.
words, it's a matter of degree. You know, I'll do it. I promise. I'm going to, just to show it's using a going to verb tense means it's a plan. I guess that's kind of a promise. It's just not nearly as strong as saying, I promise, I hereby solemnly swear. Oh, ooh, big promise.
I would say I try if I can.
I'll do what I can. I like Wallace's phrase. Uh, I'll do the best I can. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Um, thanks everyone for joining me. Time's up.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Do you have any
uh,
private lessons?